You are listening to TOEFL Podcast, Episode 10, Feedback on a Paper. This is the TOEFL Podcast, number 10, for those studying for the test of English as a foreign language, or the IELTS, or any other similar exam. My name is Dr. Jeff McQuillan, coming to you from the Center for Educational Development in beautiful Los Angeles, California. Today's podcast is going to be about a student getting feedback or comments on her paper. Here we go.
Hi, you're James, right? The TA for this class?
Yes, that's right.
I got my paper back and I have some questions.
I wrote on each paper whether the student should revise the paper they turned in or start over and rewrite the whole thing.
On my paper, you had written that I should revise, but I'm not sure how to proceed.
Let me take a look. Well, your paper needs better organization. The introduction is fine, but the body is confusing and your main arguments are unclear. I think that this sentence here is your main thesis. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Well, that's unclear. You have too many subtopics and you jump back and forth between each one. It's better to pick one major thesis and develop that fully, rather than try to cover too many points in one paper.
Well, I was trying to be thorough.
I can see that, but your arguments need more development, and you can't do that unless you pick just one major thesis. What I suggest is that you do that and cite more examples and evidence for support, and include more citations.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'll work on all of those issues.
The paper also needs better transitions between sections. Right now, the paper lacks cohesion.
Okay, thanks a lot for your time. Your feedback is really helpful. I'll get started on those revisions right away.
We've listened to a conversation between a student and a TA. A TA in an American university means the teaching assistant. Capital T, capital A is the abbreviation we give to usually a graduate student, someone who is getting their master's or doctorate, who helps another professor with their class. Sometimes they help teach the class. Sometimes they simply help the professor correct or grade exams and papers. And in this story, the TA is helping the student with her paper. The student says that she got her paper back and had some questions. To get back means that you hand something in to the teacher and then the teacher returns it to you. You can also get back something that you lend to someone else or give to someone else. The TA says to the student that he indicated on each paper whether the student should revise the paper they turned in or start over and rewrite the whole thing. To revise a paper means that you take the original paper, what we would call the draft of the paper, your first attempt, and you change some things, but you don't start all over again. To start over means to begin again, with as if you had never written the paper and you start with a brand new paper. That might also be used to describe the verb to rewrite. To rewrite the whole thing, meaning to rewrite everything, means to start at the beginning and do everything again. Revision is less drastic. It requires less work. So revising versus rewriting or starting over. The student says that she's not sure how to proceed. Proceed. To proceed means to go forward, to continue on. She's not sure what she should do next. And the TA says, well, let me have a look, meaning let me look at your paper. And he makes some comments about the paper. He says, your paper needs better organization. Organization means how things are arranged sequentially or logically in the paper. First you talk